Hello and welcome to the stream. I am Swabcraft, your streamer for the day. And today we are playing Crossout, and this is the last day of a special brawl that they bring back once or twice a year called Operation Redlight, which is among my favorite. The Operation Redlight, Radiance, and Blacklight series is the best of Crossout. By far. And it makes me even so happy to play the game that I stop complaining for a bit. Anyways, I'm going to test the chat, make sure it is working. And good. Okay, the chat is working. I'm actually going to pin those chat messages really quick. Okay, there we go. Okay. So we are live on Rumble, BitChute, Odyssey, YouTube, Twitch, and Kick. Is that all 6 of them? Yes, it was. And this is my co-star, Mr. Casper. Mr. Casper is a good lad who is hungry for millet. Just did a journey. Let me remove the paperwork up there. This should be fine. Oh. I have not been keeping up my housekeeping. Other than for the millet cleanup. Which is rather needed. I need to clean up the millet every single day because Mr. Casper, he is a messy eater. But I don't clean up the desk behind me often. Anyways. So I have two options for what to do today. Well, first is I'm probably going to start with Rust and Dust. And then, because I don't want to end the stream feeling sad or miserable or upset, because Crossout can make that happen to you. What I want to leave the stream feeling is I want to feel good at the end of the stream. So I'm going to end the stream with the Operation Redlight, which will probably be the bulk of the stream. I will probably start off by doing the Rust and Dust. I did get into Legend rank, but apparently that is no longer high enough. I was like ranked 480, and now I'm 729 doing nothing. This mode is miserable. Like, they only really give extra rewards to the top 500. Like, even as small of a player base as Crossout has, that's still quite a few players. Mr. Casper is trying to distract me. So I'm going to start with Rust and Dust. Should I switch my playlist to... I might actually have... Do I have anything? Now, I don't have a playlist specifically set to the sort of Western sounding tracks. Skip that cell. That should be good. And let's see, I'm going to move my watermark from the top right. Do I do it the top V? I think I do. Okay. Crossout has so much stuff in their interface. Mr. Casper is really trying to distract me here. So I actually built a large hulking tank, but that burned through all my scrap because I needed to iterate on it. Casper, I need you to go. Distractions are distracting me. I said go. Mr. Casper. He will return in a moment. Okay, let's see. Great, it's another one of those ones. So I'm probably going to lose this build. I'm only using this build because it's part of parts that were unlocked for free. Now, I don't really consider it like the best of builds. Because this is a pre-made assembly. Okay, my team is down to just 3. We are completely screwed here. This build is going to get destroyed. And I'm going to have to go back to using a free build. So that's fine. That's fine. What is it? Oh, this might actually be a win. It's kind of crazy on how good just putting the tacklers on the very top of the cabin is. It's actually kind of hard to shoot them off. Mr. Casper. Let's see if I can get Master Casper to do his tricks. Spin. Turn. No, he won't do it on my arm while my arm is raised. I didn't particularly care about the build I was using, but it is a bit of a shame to lose the points. Or all the scrap, because the jewels themselves would have been useful on a different build. On Mr. Gasper. So let's see, do I have enough to... I can use my revolver build. But I am very low on the scrap parts to actually repair it once it gets damaged. I'm actually thinking the cab that increases accuracy might be good with these revolver cannons too. Because one of the big problems I have is occasionally the accuracy just is crap. It might actually be a good way to do like a 3 revolver build. Rather than the Manitow. There's basically no way I'm going to make it to Legend rank. Or make it back to Legend rank. I am good enough, but the problem is the score just keeps increasing. So the amount of time I would need to invest to actually do so is just too much. And I'd have to switch to my free build because I will certainly lose all my weapons eventually and run out of scrap with the current rate of things, so I'd have to go to my free build and just hope for the best there. Where are they? Yeah. Okay, we're going for the point. A good old fight on the point. Okay. Yeah, I think we're gonna lose, but I'm okay with that. It's for being naughty. Better to lose and retain your entire build. Mr. Casper. Go on. Alright, Mr. Casper, come here. Come here. Go. Now. Here's 2 bites for you. Mr. Casper, don't be naughty. Well, my entire team just got devastated. Oh, my entire team is down. Well, we were actually... Was that just 5 of us? Why? We had 5? Like, that's just the game deliberately trying to ruin my score. So I already knew I wasn't going to get Legend. I already knew it. It was basically already impossible with the amount of scrap that I had. But it's fine, it's fine. Sometimes the game just wants you to lose. And sometimes the game just wants you to win. So it looks like this has become the super meta. These big bulky ones with the tacklers on top. However, I have to be very careful because I am out of scrap and I need to actually do some damage to get credit for this match. I can't like let myself get completely crushed. I have to let the big beefy boys. Yeah, I think tacklers have become the ultra meta. These big beefy boys are getting in the way. Okay, we're gonna just cap the point then. I don't know where the last one is hiding. So I think the matchmaker is basically insane for this mode. Oh, hello, Bandage Boy on Twitch. How's it going? Yeah, it's funny. You can't do this with chamber wheels, but you can do them with stallion wheels. And because the build is so heavy on the front, it will always pop up towards the back. Okay, we don't have any big beefy boys this time. So it could be any man's game unless the other team is just completely stacked. And they just might be. Radar is telling me there are who's over here. Sneaky, sneaky. Okay, will I be able to knock this guy out before I get knocked out myself? No. Nope. It actually looks like a match of mostly people who can't afford the resources anymore. So not too bad. Casper? Come here. Okay. Okay. Oh. Apparently, even though I did a lot of damage, that guy did not give me any credit. That's unfortunate. Okay. Journey 2. Journey 3. Very good, Mr. Casper. I want to get back to the resources of the big build I have set up, but that one I don't think is as good as the tackler builds that are really common today. I might have to switch out the snowfalls for tacklers. Okay, let's see. What do we have here? We have some... Okay, a sniper. Mr. Gasper. Let's see if we can find any vulnerabilities. He's trying having a pushing match with me. That is not going to work out for him. Okay, I think I've lost a wheel. That is... Well, this is nice. Casper is trying to get the millet from where I'm putting it down on the desk. And he knows he's not supposed to do that. Okay, come. No. Come. Come. Casper, go. Go. Come. Come. Come on. Go. Come on. Now that's unfortunate. Now back to the match. Okay, what are we looking at? That's not a good sign. Beefy Boy and... I might be able to take out one of these guys over here. Okay, my teammate pushed me a little there. Okay, Casper. Casper, don't be naughty. Okay. Okay, let's get untangled and get back into the fight. Casper, you're distracting me right now. Hey, that guy's a Doom Flare. Casper. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to match that, I think. Nope. No problem. Okay, well, I think I have enough material that I can use my revolver cannon build. How do we exactly pronounce the weapon anyways? Let's see. Nagual. My Nagual build. I don't exactly know what it's a reference to. A lot of the items seem to have a reference to some sort of mythology. The main thing with the Dooms is you can't put them on one of the really beefy, either Augur or Goliath builds. You have to play the run and gun. And in that case, your Dooms can just be shot off quite easily by quite a few other weapons. Okay, Journey 2. Journey 3. Journey 3. Give you some milk. Alright, go on. Okay, we need some more info on where the enemy team is. Right. Got distracted there for a moment. Sheesh, all my shots missed there. Okay, well, that's fine. This isn't too bad. Well, maybe it is. Okay, let's see. Yeah, I don't think he has any weapons left, does he? Casper, you're distracting me again. I just lost my weapons, and they have a brick. This is all I can do to help the team win. It's not going to be enough. This is Mr. Casper. And he is being a nuisance right now, but he doesn't like the food I gave him today. So he wants extra millet to compensate. That's unfortunate. Oh, that's unfortunate. I think I'm probably going to end my Rust and Dust this week. Let's see, how much did it actually take for getting back into Legend? 7... Like, the Legend rank cutoff will probably be like 1,760. I don't think I'm going to get that with my current matchmaking luck and my current aim. So I'm probably going to switch to Operation Redlight after this match, or whenever I get destroyed next. And then next week I'm just going to have to farm up a very large amount of the resources if I want to attempt to end up in Legend at the end of the week. Very good. Some nice hits there. Okay, we might have some guys coming from the left, but I don't... think so. Let's see. Sorry. He wants to come this way, and I wanted to run from that side. Okay, let's see if I can shoot off. Oh, we have one of those big guys. Big old brick. Let's see if there's anything I can do. Okay, let's see. No, this looks like it's... That's unfortunate. Mr. Casper. Mr. Casper. Journey. Journey 2. Fortunately, our team did not have one of those big brick builds. It seems to be one of the major deciding factors in Rust and Dust now. This guy is actually doing quite well. 24. But my performance was bad. Sometimes I can aim really good with the Naguls, but today I just was not able to do it properly. Oof. Get in the generator. Journey 1. Well, he did really good. I think the big brick build has its weapons damaged, or its wheels damaged. He's just going to go cap. And that's the right choice, actually. I need to risk it. Maroons can be really strong, actually. I don't like using them because they're basically what I consider a carpal tunnel weapon. Yeah, we have a teammate who wants them to go back and destroy that guy. Yeah. Okay, well, I can't rebuild with what I have, so I'm going to go back to Crossout. I'm fine. I don't think I was going to make it up to Legend anyways. I was pretty close, but not close enough. And I prefer playing Redlight anyways at this point. So I made a blueprint last night to use today. A Ravager themed art build. Alright, I'm going to change my music, my playlist, to something a bit more tense. My mistake was I saved up a large amount of scrap, and then I started experimenting with a big Goliath build with 3 snowfalls, and it just got, well, I had a 10,000 scrap for it, but each time you lose it, you lose 2,000 scrap. So after 5 matches, and I was optimizing it each match, but you can then just get a really bad match where you just lose the vehicle regardless. And that burned through all my scrap, and I've been able to save up quite a bit with the double Nagal build, because that one was only 5 epics. Reload module, gas gen, the 2 weapons in the cabin. So that one was pretty easy to maintain and actually gain scrap with, rather than losing it in the mode. But then we started seeing more and more of the tackler builds. And I think that for the rest of Rust and Dust, we're probably going to see those tackler builds be the main dominant factor. You might see some people going for fire builds to counter them to see if that will work. Now, fortunately for Operation Redlight, all I need to do is dodge the random cannon shots in just 2 sections. Now, I know sometimes those cannons can just absolutely waste you in any of the operation modes. What am I looking at here? Oh. Wasn't that nice? No one is sitting on this one. Okay, we have a Ravager coming from the left side, too. Okay, both Ravagers destroyed. But now... we have to deal with the ambush location. Okay. Four Ravagers. Should be winnable. Yeah. Mr. Casper, I'm going to need you to go somewhere else for the moment. In chat, someone is very angry at the player that brought the ground turrets, and quite frankly, if I was stopped by them too, I would be as well. Those are the one build you really don't want to see a teammate bring. And we will wait a bit so teammates can catch up. Okay, teammates have caught up. Ramming, good. I am going to juke him that way. Okay. All we have to do is worry about the ones right here. Drat! That's my fault. I think my drones just expired. Or maybe I wasn't paying attention fully. Undead Hamster will not make it to the extraction point before the end. It's going to time him out. No, that was just bad driving by me at the end. I'm just gonna see. Oh yeah. The patches grind for the day is done. Wonderful. Okay. Wonderful. Now the most dangerous section of this map. My drones are okay. Let's see. Okay, looks like one of the Ravagers quit. Okay, everyone's rushing. Y'all are not as fast as me. Actually gonna go this way for a change. Had it! I normally don't go that route because of situations like that. Right. Well, that went from one of the cleanest runs I've seen to a total kill. A large part of it is because people went on the right side, like I did. It's just so much safer to go on the left side. Okay, that's one of the Ravagers. Someone deliberately drove into one of the Ravagers there. That's fine. Six Ravagers already. Seven Ravagers. Okay, we've got to run. There's too many of them. Wonderful. We're through. Okay, we're through. They aren't fast enough to catch me. Thank you. Even my silly builds tend to end up being art builds. Not all of them, though. This is a rented build, though. This one is a custom. This one is something I've heavily modified. The looks would probably be credited to the person who first made the build. there is no shame in borrowing builds from the exhibition. But one thing to look for when you borrow builds from the exhibition is you want to make sure they have the radio or a radar detector. Because if they don't, then they might have just been sort of sloppily made. And typically, even with a radar detector, which is the radars that can see through walls, they also act as radios too. They're the radars that cost energy. Oh, we have a turret. We have a turret spammer. Yeah, we have only one Ravager though. The other one rage quit. The biggest thing is the exhibition builds, make sure they have a radio. Because builds that don't might not have been made with the best game knowledge. Even if it looks like a really popular build on the exhibition. Sheesh. That turret guy is really causing problems. The Ravager got quite unlucky to not hit someone in that crowd. Okay, there are now 2 Ravagers. I think it forced someone to become a Ravager then. Yeah. It automatically randomly selected a person to be a Ravager. Unfortunately, it wasn't the turret guy. Oof. That's annoying. Ah. That's annoying. So the "you're too far behind" mechanic in Redlight will destroy your drones automatically. Which is heavily unfortunate for me. Because it wiped out both sets of my drones because the teammates decided to go a little too fast. And this guy is just a troll with his turret build. I'll show you my favorite build that I've made. which is my Leviathan. I'm hoping for a match where I'm spawned as the Ravager at the beginning. Ah, wonderful. Exactly what I wanted. So you have a clock right there. Oh, and we have another drone player. Okay, is this the build that can do it? I don't know. That's unfortunate. One, two. Okay, and what we must do now is wait for them to come through. And here we go! 4! Well, 3. 3. That was 3 so far. Add my count off. 4! 5! And GG. Oh, I really like starting as Ravager. Well, one of the things with the drones is you don't have to aim, which is a huge advantage when you really want to focus on your driving. Of course, the disadvantage with these drones was, as you saw, they got instantly destroyed in the "you're too far behind" zone. And of course, they have a very long reload time. But overall, I'd say the best weapon for this mode would be the Yao Guy. The helicopter drones that you launch from the drone launcher. That's probably the best weapon for this because you can just launch those drones directly into the Ravager spawn points. Ah, wonderful. Here we go, ravaging again. Oh. Up. And as mentioned, they can launch it directly into the spawn points. This is not necessarily the best thing to do for that first spawn point. It gives me a bit of a head start. Unfortunately, let's see. Oh, one. I didn't intend to get that one, but I'll take it. And also, the builds that use 3 of them at once, I think the reload time, you actually punish yourself a little too much for that. I'm gonna self-destruct here. It's better to be at the ambush point. Two, 3, 4. Okay, I got 4 of them so far. Ah, drat. I actually didn't get destroyed there. Okay, I got 4 of them. So even though we had 2 players with the best drones for this mode, the Ravagers still won. When I'm doing this, I prefer using just 2 of them, because you can then stuff a reload module on. And I think that works a lot better. In general, most of the mine layers are pretty bad. The drone turrets are incredibly bad because they block your own teammates. And most of the slow-firing weapons are not particularly good unless they can one-shot a Ravager and you have good aim with them. Go. Come. Come here. Come here. Alright, go. Okay, the path is open. You can also use a cloaking device in this mode, and the cannons won't aim for you. Ah, drat. I thought he was going to aim for someone else. Oh well. Fortunately, my drones were on cooldown. I don't have a problem with that. Though I am on PC. So if you're on Xbox or PS5, I won't be able to see what you got. Okay. This is probably going to be the... My wheels are destroyed. So the only thing to do here is to self-destruct until you actually spawn in a good spawn position. Sheesh. Yeah, it looks like 4 will get away. Or 3. Yep, 3 got away. 1 survived, but did not make it to the point. Well, I'm pretty sure my computer counts mostly as a toaster now. I'm still using a 1060 NVIDIA graphics card. But Crossout actually runs fairly well, at least if you turn off anti-aliasing and a lot of the particle effects. Even on potatoes. Alright, what's your username? I can look you up on the exhibition.
Sweating from your
what you do is you upload to the exhibition, and I can either search for the name of the build, or I can search for your username. So for example, author. Now this is searching for myself, of course. So that doesn't work, but I can get it to work with other. For example, this guy has Artemic. And you can search for the names like that. Apparently there's a bunch of people that use that username. Okay. Okay, it looks like you don't have... Okay, let's see. Ah, I have to mark off trending. Okay, which one of these do you want me to look at? Okay. So I assume it's this one? Well, first thing is, hurricanes are not particularly good on slow builds. That's just going to be the long and short of it. It's going to be an art build otherwise. Very good use of the holograms. I always like that combo. Yeah, I have a 15-second delay set on my stream just for quality control to prevent any sort of internet hiccups. But it does seem like there's a bit more of a delay on the Twitch chat today for some reason. I will look at the settings really quick. It could also be the app that I'm using to do the multi-stream chat. Okay, let's see if that helps. That might help, I don't know. I've been wearing these tinted yellow safety glasses because I've been having eye strain of late. I've actually ordered some red tinted lenses. Well, I obviously don't have the ML legs, so we'll just have to go with that when I look at it. And I don't have hurricanes. Let's see. You're using a Jawbreaker cab. Nothing wrong with that, really. You do have RD2 Keen. That's not bad. Let's look at your undermount. If you're just looking for this to be successful, you typically want fast builds for the Hurricane-style builds. Simply because it is a slow and vulnerable weapon. If someone gets up close to you, they can easily destroy it. When you're looking for you're actually setting up your build, you can have your generators and other modules actually a level below the frame. Especially stuff like ammo reserves. Another thing you can do is a lot of people, if they're worried about their ammos getting just destroyed, they will just put them on like a tail and just put their ammo crate there. And for this type of build, you would definitely want more than one ammo crate. Yeah, anything can work well if people leave you alone. And people will be nicer to art builds, too. Now, since you said you're new, there's a lot of different frames that they've been adding in recent battle passes that you get for free if you play during those battle passes, but you might not have those yet. And that would be these sort of left corner frames or right corner frames. And these can be quite useful in a build like this. Especially since you have the ML legs and your build is going to be higher up, you can have various parts underneath the frames. And it just depends on where you want them, so they'll be less vulnerable. And you don't necessarily, because of weight constraints, this may or may not be considered that efficient of a frame setup. And another thing is you had your Hurricanes placed here and here. With weapon placements, if you can, it's good to have them placed on the cabin, or at least one of the weapons placed on the cabin, because the cabin can't be shot out from underneath the weapon. When the cabin gets destroyed, the build is destroyed. That makes it the most secure part to put weapons on. What people will also do is put weapons on Let's see. We can... People will put weapons on large plows and other bumpers because they have very high HP. Now, I do have, I think, one artillery build saved that I made a while ago. Yeah, this one. And I'll show you how I did the frames on this one. This one was a very unique idea, of course, using a Heather and a Jotun. It actually started with an incinerator to begin with. For these sort of super long-range builds, the Omni movement is very good. And if people are leaving you alone, then there's no reason not to put a fuel tank and a fuel barrel on it to get the 15 fuel if you survive. And this one has a very unique frame setup, if I recall correctly. Not like my usuals. So here's how I had all the weapons undermounted and the radar. And for like the Keen radar, it's too large to undermount on most builds. You could actually possibly undermount it on your ML build, simply because you have so much space under the build. This build definitely used a lot of undermounting of stuff. And what was sort of funny is I had these fuel tanks towards the front of the build, and that's where a lot of melee players would attack the build. And they'd actually run their melee weapons into the fuel tanks. And while that does more damage to my build, of course, sometimes it will end up destroying their melee weapons. And of course I have the... Even if you just have like one small spot of your weapon on the cabin, it will still give the full benefit of basically having indestructible until the build is destroyed. Perch. Like if you're just putting it on like here, then these parts, that has, even with 3 of them together, that is still only about 180 HP. Whereas you're more likely to have the weapon shot off if it's on the cabin. And that's still the best case scenario because like some melee player can come by and just destroy the undermounting of the weapon and the weapon is gone for free. Or someone can get a lucky shot and hit an explosive and destroy the weapon that way by destroying what it's on. Yeah, if you have builds getting under you, there's a few ways to handle that. Let's see. This is a melee build, but it also had the problem of other builds possibly getting under it. So I had the right flail and left flail as sort of anti builds getting under me. This one was a melee build that was designed to be very flat. Pretty much the only thing I fit under here was the engine. And the Cheetah engine's sort of hard to build around in general. So this is a more traditional frame job. I can actually probably come back to this build because this was one made several years ago and use the new frames to make it a bit more efficient and lighter weight. Now this build is one that gives ample space for underneath. I actually have 4 ammo reserves here right now, because I was using this on Redlight. Room for a gas gen, room for an iris, room for... this build does not need the Tamir. That actually doesn't do anything for the build. This was one I modified just to use in Redlight to have 2 Jotuns. So I actually think I'll do some Redlight with this build next. Yeah, the reload module, at least the special version, is not too expensive. Let's see. Yeah, it is extremely cheap right now to get just the special reload module. Yeah, I think even the epic one, because it's in some shop packs, should not be too expensive either. Yeah, it is under 200. So both of those are within your reach. And those ones don't really need to be fused either. Yeah. The gas gen is much cheaper, though. That's another option for you. Gas gen is 6 energy, and it's currently about... you could get it probably for 240. And if you're really going to play this game, then eventually one of these mini battle passes will give either the Apollo or Thor, which can be quite good. I am getting pushed here. The Ravager is actually catching up. Oh no. That's not good. This is definitely not going to be a good match. There's already going to be so many Ravagers. Rip, rip, rip. Yep. It's chasing me. It's chasing me. Not a surprise there. You'll also have to consider that with the slow build, it's not going to be efficient regardless, but if you're having fun with it, keep having fun with it. You might actually be better off with like a cloaking module, to be honest, depending on what you can get for an energy module. The gas gen will probably be the easiest for you to work towards. You could also use a different cab, because how it works is teal cabs, you're using the Jawbreaker, it has 21 energy. The medium cabs will have 22 energy. The fast cabs will have 23 energy. And then the epic cabs will have +1 for each category. So that can get you some more energy, but you won't be using the Jawbreaker. And you might not be able to have the weight mass, but you could actually go down to 4 ml legs instead of 6. As a possibility too. Someone has brought squalls. We are being chased. Okay, we have a Ravager coming up from behind. We have one in front. Are you guys gonna destroy this fellow? I guess you're not. Oh, no, 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 no! Ah, well. Hit the rock. Okay, we are close enough to actually chase them. Okay, made it through. I have to stop here, unfortunately. It would have been better to self-destruct here than go through this. We must get ahead of them. So anyways, what I was mentioning is the epic light cabs will have 24 energy, which will be 3 more energy than your Jawbreaker cab. Yeah, I am not too fond of hovers either, to be honest. Back when I started playing Crossout, hovers were by far the most overpowered movement type. Thankfully, it's not too bad anymore. Especially with the removal of hit scan on most weapons, which was something that hover players really abused, was there wasn't actually physical projectiles. For most weapon shots, and now there are. And a weapon shot that doesn't have an actual physical projectile being calculated is called hit scan, which means as soon as you shoot the shot, it actually does its damage. My dude, what are you doing? That feels like a deliberate throw by some players. Oh, might as well end this quick. Okay. Yeah, one of the things you should probably do if you want more energy is switch to a light cab, but also either switch your movement parts or switch down to 4 of the ML legs. Those are one of the heaviest movement parts in the game, too. There are other ways to do it, of course. So you can always look for, on the exhibition, people who made builds similar to yours. This one has more leg. Well, this one has the same amount of legs. And one thing with the ML legs is you can put them facing towards the front, which is a good way to make them a bit more defensive. As that build I pulled up had done. But that one was using an epic cab, which would have more energy than yours. Someone got knocked out there. Okay, we are clear. Okay, and both Ravagers, the self-destructed, to get up ahead. Okay, let's see if we can get through the gauntlet of death. Okay, we got through. But most of the team did not. That is not good. They are all coming. Oh boy. Oh boy. They are coming. Ah. Oh well. Well, there's no point in running. The match is already over. Futile. This guy is actually using some pyros with his hurricanes. He has just 4 legs, but he does have the Apollo. And he is using a lot more ammo too. On the other hand, a lot of the faster builds, this one it uses the Harpy cabin. This is the one I've seen a lot more. The build I had pulled up just now had the Hurricanes facing backwards. There's actually a few orientations you can do for Hurricanes. That can make them quite efficient, rather than just having the typical forward-facing ones. I'm the Ravager. And my other Ravager partner has quit. They rage quit. So I'm unlikely to be able to get a kill if they do things properly. However, okay, someone got forced to be a Ravager, which is nice for me. One. And this is winnable. Nice. Okay, we might be able to take this guy out on the right over here. Okay. Direct. Two survivors when we start with one Ravager. That's not too bad. Okay, let's see. Now this is the kind of hurricane build I've seen used to some good effect. You do have to be a bit further away from the target. Let's say I'm aiming for that bus. Sometimes the missiles will just miss, though. And because they are aiming missiles, let's see. Missiles can actually hit sometimes. I'm not sure if it'll work here. Yeah, it worked. So even though these missiles are facing the opposite direction, they have enough lifetime where they can come back over and hit something. Even when you're facing an entirely different direction. Okay, both of these Ravagers are pursuing us from the rear, which is the worst move they can make. As it allows the entire team to get through safely. There are 3 Ravagers now. Ah, drat! I was really surprised that guy was still alive. He had a teammate shooting at him. That's unfortunate. Ooh, the Gate of Death has taken another soul. It's too late for you. Got him? Okay. Ooh, he ran into a wall. 1 survivor. And let's see. This is another one that fires from the rear. So that angle was not good for this build. Yep. So this build can hit either while someone's chasing you, or at a delayed rate. But if you fire it this way, you tend to do a little less damage. And I have seen, let's see. Yeah, this one has them just facing up, on a very big build. This one would be more of an arc build. Regardless. All right, let's lock in. Okay, wonderful. One of them is coming from the rear, and one is waiting in ambush. We lost a fellow. Covering fire is non-existent. Gates open in 20 seconds. A lot of them. Gates open in 7, 5, 4, 3. Okay, here we go, here we go, here we go. We're clear. We're clear. Ramming speed. I took a quarter of its life for that. We will just have to outspeed any of the Ravagers in front of us. No! No! I was hoping their firepower would be sufficient. It was not. I missed him just barely. That is unfortunate. The cluster of survivors has made it through. Unfortunate to fail just before the end. And none of those hit this close. And they're still veering off when fired. That's unfortunate. Let's see. Let's see. And they're still missing with this build. I'm definitely more a fan of them facing backwards, right? But I don't personally own Hurricanes. I've never actually felt the need to buy them. Or Pyres, for that matter. Oof. That's a mistake. Okay, a good number of us made it through. Alright, time to make a break for it. Aha. Most of the Ravagers are behind us. They need to self-destruct if they want to catch us. No! Move out of the way! Teammate! Why? Why? Oh, dearie me. We were clear! We were completely clear! And then he does that! Completely clear, and the win is thrown away. It was clean. It was solid. And then he drives into me. And into a wall. Because he was aiming behind him, but not looking forward. Rip. Well, well, well. It is what it is. Okay. Come on, don't drive into me, okay? Oh dear. I'm surprised the hover was pushing me. Like, there are some mechanical problems with Crossout, and the push mechanics are one of the big things there. And none of the Ravagers are self-destructing to get ahead, as far as I can tell. Okay, 10 survivors, clean. Through the hardest part of the game. I think one of the Ravagers is AFK at the start. That would probably explain it. Trying to move. Lovely. We're all so crowded. Oh no. Oh boy. We're all so crowded. Okay. A Ravager does not know to self-destruct to catch up. Oh, maybe they do, because they just did it. Okay. Yeah, I think there's a bit of lag. So this was one Ravager and one AFK Ravager. This does not fill me with joy. It was basically a free win. Which is a shame. Oh yeah, this event pass is ending today. I don't think there's anything I want. The only thing I could use is the Whirl, but I already have Tempests. I don't particularly like Whirls. They have very poor accuracy. Quasars are good, but I already have them. Pyres are good, or at least interesting, but they are so expensive to get a full set because there are 4 energy weapons. If I was actually going to buy something like Pyre, I'd just buy the Hurricanes. Because two fused Hurricanes would be cheaper than a full build's worth of fused Pyres. And of course, the Cricket would be ridiculously expensive, being 900 each. Probably closer to 980 or 900 or 1000. with the stabilizer or harmonizer. Oh, Apollo is in the mini battle pass. The mini battle pass ends today, though. Two-minute queue time, though. Sheesh. A lot of people brought the Yao guys. 1, 2. So in theory, this should be a very easy match. Drones. Oh, yeah. That is no bueno. And my shot. It's still winnable. That went very poorly, though. Oh, maybe it's not winnable anymore. Rip, 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 rip. Oh, shoot. But not for long. Boy. What went wrong with this team? All these people who brought their overpowered Yao guys, and they couldn't drive. Their ability to drive was substandard. Okay, both of the Ravagers are spawning over there. Really? Ooh, that's bad. People were relying too much on their drones. Oh, this is going to be a quick match. Yeah, not a good sight for the survivors. And the thing is, the countdown doesn't even start until they get further forward. Oof. The damage just was not good. Okay, I'm going to switch to my specialty build. My budget pained Ravagers. This is a build specifically made for Operation Blacklight, Redlight, and Radiance. And it's not a fair build, but it's a strong build. It is to compensate for weak teammates. And take full advantage of how strong Yao guys are. What reload module am I using? Oh, I actually am using the Cyclops. Oh, that's fine. You can use the teal version, too, of a reload module. I can't even put in the new legendary engine. I did buy the battle pass last night. I usually buy it much later, but that engine was pretty cool. The gates are down. Must move forward. Move forward. asshole. I try not to curse, but that guy is dropping drones in their pathway. Okay, this guy's not gonna wait. Therefore, it is a mad dash to the finish. Oh no. It is a mad dash to the finish. And I shall survive. Into Ravagers. Causes Ravagers pain. Sheesh, look at those patches. I really wish that the patches, quests, did not reset every single day, because you lose the Battle Pass XP every day. If they just let us like binge play like one day towards the end and just get all of our patches, that would be so much cooler for the Battle Passes. Especially when sometimes you have super fun modes like Redlight, where it is fun. It really is fun to just play for hours. Whereas Rust and Dust is a bit more frustrating. Far more frustrating than most things. And of course, having the cloak is extremely useful for Operation Redlight. And the other builds I was running did not have a cloak. It basically means the cloak puts you on sort of easy mode. And all the people using 2 Yalgoys, they can't fit a cloak. It's too much power sword. Whereas 2 lets you get a reload module so you can fire faster, which helps for a lot of situations. You can fit like an Argus for Radiance, which has the explosive barrel section. And you can fit the cloak. On top of it all, I use Aggressor, which can give a nice damage boost. 3-minute queue. I'm not going to bother completing that today, I think. I will get the market done now. Plastic really went up in price again. I'm surprised. I was thinking it would just keep going straight down. I could also swap out one of my builds, the items on it, for cryo machine guns. That could be interesting. You fools, look at your mini-maps! Okay, I think I'm going to change my music. I have another playlist. Time to make a run for it. Making a run for it. I'm gonna cloak here. No need to take more shots. Okay, good. We have three. Three fellows. They are close behind us. They are in pursuit. Oh boy. No! So close! I almost could make it. So close, yet so far. And the survivors only survived because I purposely waited for that guy who was straggling. A very smart decision. Of course, I could use a more powerful cloak that would last longer. I do have the power score to fit that on my build. I'm just using a sort of mostly budget build besides the Cyclops. And as we've seen, this one is extremely effective. Okay, after the next one, I could put that engine on. It would actually increase my max speed by a good bit, too. If I was using the legendary engine, I would not have been caught there, I think. I think I would have had enough speed. Yep. Annoying drone player. Wonderful. Is no one gonna... Okay, good. I think I just got a rave review there for leaving the alloys in the spawn point. Okay, we have a massive problem. We have a cheese player that is using... That will crash down on me. Yeah, we have... a cheeser. He's using the gimmick of basically being a hover and using Gatling guns, and the recoil from the Gatling guns acts as a propulsion agent. Haha. Make it to the end. Wonderful. Another victory. Will paint Ravagers. Okay, I think I'm going to switch to something else. Well, it actually is 4:30, so I'm going to take a short break. I'm going to take a short break and get some water. I won't be gone for too long, but I will have to stop the stream probably soon. I will probably have to have dinner soon, but who knows? And I do plan to go out for Pokemon Go at 6 with my dad. Well, 5:30 or 5:40. Alright, I am back. Okay. Okay, good. Okay, so I've used Jotuns, I've used aerial drones, I've used Yaoguais. Is worth selling yet? No. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put on gun gears. They're not a very popular weapon, but they're a cryo machine gun. That could be quite interesting. And then how much power left do I have? Okay, I'm at max energy with this. That's fine, I guess. I could also remove one of them, or put in a... Let's see, what is the... It does not actually have a generator on it, so I can get a generator. I'll just slap in a gas gen, I guess. It's the easiest to fit. Oh, I apparently do have a generator then. Okay, I do have the ampere. We'll put in the gas gen. That won't give me too much more energy. And then, let's see. Shiver is fine. Okay, that does bring me up to max energy. Or rather than Shiver, it's probably going to be Iron Seal, or... Is Aquilo 2 energy? I think it is. Yes, it's okay. Put this on the bottom because it's a very fragile part. Okay, and let's position the guns a bit better. How's this one over here? And we'll just slap on a different paint. Okay, let's see. Place your sign for this, I think. And no, it doesn't match the stickers, and I'm not going to change out the stickers. This dummy? Yeah, we'll go with that. I do need more ammo. Okay, that's good. Oh, mass them and exceed. I can only have one of them then. I will put some blue ones on the bottom. Or at least one blue one on the bottom. Okay. Mass them and exceeded. Wonderful. Okay. I'll have to get that, and then we're good to go. I really shouldn't have this that far up. It's fine. Yeah, this is a machine gun that has fairly good accuracy at long range because of how the perk works. That's a good stretch, Mr. Casper. Welcome back to the stream, Mr. Casper. After being shooed away, he is finally bored and hungry enough to return. Fortunately, Mr. Casper, I'm going to be busy for the next few minutes. We lost a fellow. Come on. Y'all love pushing each other. A little too much. We are down to the very last dregs. And not enough. Spin. 10. Spin. 10. Spin. 10. Spin. 10. Nice. Good, Mr. Casper. Oh, and welcome back. So what's your idea that might work? It may work. The ones that fire up, directly up, seem to have the lowest accuracy. The ones that fire back seem to have fairly reasonable accuracy. So you'll have to experiment and see how accurate they are for your brick. The gate is down. Hope Ravagers are not self-destructing, allowing us to pass freely through the ambush point. Really? Turret drones are chasing. Forward! The Ravagers do not know about self-destructing to get ahead, it looks like. Therefore, it is a clear and free run to the finish. So one thing to consider, because you're basically just a slow brick, if you get caught, your weapons will probably just get destroyed along with your build. So you don't necessarily need the full 6 legs, you can just go with 4 legs. And as much HP and shield so you can tank sniper shots, while also firing back your missiles, with them sort of sheltered in your build. You don't have to inflate your power score too much. The biggest thing for mass that you had was the big plow. Depending on how much you're getting hit, that is an option you can consider swapping out for something smaller. Just to manage some more mass. The special and purple invisibility modules take 2 energy, and the legendary invisibility takes 3. 4-minute queue. That's not good at all. That is not good at all. Yep. Bootstrap is unfortunately one of those items that came in a later battle pass that they decided that they weren't going to give the crafting recipe to anyone after the pass was over. So it will artificially, because no one can craft it, go up really high in price, along with a bunch of other items. Originally, when you bought a battle pass, it would give you the crafting recipes permanently. So the whole syndicate workbench right here, I can craft it forever. But like the second syndicate battle pass, and whenever they do another one, I can't craft any of the items from that. And it was really a very anti-consumer method. And they don't really have to do it that way. All they really need to do if they want their artificial scarcity and their fear of missing out is just have things uncraftable for like 2 years. And then make them craftable. That way they can do their mini battle pass marketing, and then okay, I'm just gonna self-destruct here. Mr. Casper, don't distract me. Come on! One, two, three. Mr. Casper. Okay, we can get through. I've gone 3 so far. This guy with the assimilators will be very annoying. He might even survive much longer than you would expect. Yeah, they are a bit hard to build with. And you also have to make sure that their firing angle, even when they can shoot, is good enough too. He cannot survive. Journey 2. Journey 2. Journey 2. Journey 3, Casper. Journey 3. Journey 4. Journey 4. Journey 5. Journey 5, Casper. Yep. Flock and Argus. I often, because hurricanes are extremely popular to put on helicopters, I often find myself shooting down the missiles. But they're far less popular in the ground mode. So people will often not have the Argus or the Flock in that mode. And of course, just cloaking. Some people actually use the Enlightenment in addition with Hurricanes, because that can stop some of the cloaking from stopping the missiles. Okay, one of the Ravagers is AFK, it looks like. Alright, prepare for covering fire. Alright, 4 Ravagers now. 5 Ravagers now. Okay, we can make it. We can make it. I am sure we can make it. I am convinced of our victory. Mr. Casper, you're distracting me. We can do it! We can do it! We can do it! There's no doubt in my mind that we can survive this trial! Ah, drat! Drat. Yeah. But one of the things is the helicopter in mech mode, it was giving a 30% damage boost to all vehicles. For some reason, the devs thought that was necessary, and that basically overwhelmingly favored helicopters. And they recently, in a patch, I think, removed that. I don't know if that's live or not. I think it is. I think that was announced a month ago, so it should be live by now. So the Hurricane helicopter should be a lot less aggressive. And for the other modes, the Hurricane's sort of an underperforming weapon anyways. It's a fun weapon, but it's an underperforming weapon. It kind of always has been. It's sort of in the line of a lot of the drone weapons, where you can get a lot of theoretical value out of it if you survive and survive and survive. Oh, very good, Mr. Gasper. Oh, no. Oh, no. Okay, we're looking at Pig, Quinn, and Master. Yeah, it's still sort of considered one of the weapons that the mechanic is the perk, and that really isn't good enough for a lot of weapons, but a lot of the early weapons were sort of like that. Sheesh. 3 of these jokers. Okay. There you go, Pig was one of them. Quinn was another. Okay, where was the other one? I think it was this guy. Yeah, Master. Sheesh, I really don't like having to report people, and I know it doesn't really do too much good. But that is annoying. Ruins my fun. And it's obvious that those 3 guys queued together to do that. Which is much worse than just one random troll. Oh. No. No. Oh, here I go, ravaging again. 4, 3, 2. And it's one of these. And unfortunately, I spawned with this pretty terrible one. Sheesh. Yay! Okay, here we go, here we go. The rain is bothering me. Ah, drat. My ambush failed. They were deliberately going slower than normal. Sheesh. Jotuns. Correct targeting. Yeah, guys. And somehow, somehow, 3 of them have been destroyed. And we even have, I don't even remember what these are called, pungies? Sheesh. We're trying to cover that one guy who's taking too long. But it won't work. He is already gone. Okay, he's just progressing. That means self-destructing will get us ahead. Got him! You can't stop me. You can't stop me. Casper, okay? Okay, Casper's eating his pellets now. Took him a little encouragement to do so. Assemblers are a very odd weapon. I don't particularly like them. They're sort of in the range of what I call a carpal tunnel weapon. in that they have a short charge time if you hold them down. Sort of similar to the Varun, but they're an energy weapon. They can be extremely accurate at long range. But in general, most people do not like them, and they aren't particularly strong. But against the Ravagers, their shots do enough damage to knock out the Ravagers quite quickly. They're not a weapon that I'd look to buy, though. Yeah, that person had a nice looking build, too. Oof. Oof. Okay, we will likely have a Ravager respawn right there. Yes. And the Yalgoys are defending the spawn point, camping it. A most unfun experience for the Ravagers, to be honest. You mostly just need a fast build. If you don't have any high durability wheels, just use like 8 wheels for redundancy. And use a fast cab. Oof. The Aggressor cab, which is an epic cabin, is one of the best for this build just because it's a very fast cab. And typically the Aggressor cab is relatively cheap. One of my favorite light cabs. Yeah, I need you to be out of the way. Okay. They're right behind us, aren't they? Ooh. The Ravagers need to be self-destructing to get ahead of us. One of them did. Okay, he is destroyed. Wait, come on, come on. Let's all make it. Yeah. I mean, I could just go to, I could go to even just AC-43 rapiers. Like, as long it's mostly the team that matters here. So you have a good team, then you can get carried through the mode too. But you can do it with blue weapons. It's just that the main thing is you have to have a fast cab. Okay, well, it is 5:20, so I will be preparing to end the stream soon. I'll probably do 1 or 2 more matches. The Ravagers themselves aren't too hard to knock out with even blue weapons. Though it mainly depends on whether or not your teammates have what it takes. Oh, that's interesting. That guy's bringing Jabokos. Like, my weapon position on this build right now isn't perfect. And one cannon shot can take out these weapons. So that is a risk with using blue weapons. Okay, wonderful. And we have teammates covering the entrance there. Someone is bringing a bunch of battle passes. Oh, here comes the squad of Ravagers. Okay, 23 minutes, 23 seconds, 23 seconds, 20, 19. Time to move forward. Oof. I was not lucky. Cannon shot did not destroy the weapon in one hit, though, which is nice. On Redlight, the main obstacle is this gate over here. I will actually be waiting for people. Okay, good. And having a item to ram right here is pretty good. I can usually take off a quarter of the HP by doing that. If we hit here before any spawn, that is very good for us. And blue weapons for the win. No, I also have an Aquilo on this build, which is the legendary cooler / radiator. But the main thing was just the aggressor, which is the epic cab, which is very fast. More so than anything else. Okay. I think that's actually a good stopping point on a victory. Almost 5:30. I have been streaming for, let's see, 3 hours and 50 minutes. Almost 4 hours. My setup was probably about 4 minutes, so stream time will probably end up being about 3 hours, 55 minutes. Alright. I think that is a good stopping point then. Alright, that's it. Thanks for watching. This is Swabcraft signing off. That's all, folks. Thank you for watching, Bandage Boy. And if you would like to support the channel, instead of donations, I'd prefer people buy my art, which is on Redbubble or TeePublic. But there, it is by no means necessary. Have a good day, and have a good night. I might return later today to stream Uemusumi, or some other game, or perhaps do art, but that just depends on when I get back. I'm going to have to go out for a bit, and it should be... I pretty much jinx myself if I ever say I'm going to come back and stream later in the day. But that is what it is. Anyways, have a nice day. Mr. Casper.